direct links between the pandemic and mental health difficulties. A new study out of Boston University, for instance, finds depression rate has quadrupled. Scott Hassey is a health coach from Community Health Network and kind enough to join us on Daybreak for thoughts about things like this. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fantastic.
Well, that's good. Let's hear your tips about getting to that fantastic point, or at least something close to it. You think there's a real connection between physical health, physical activity, and how we're doing inside?
Yeah, so I mean, the research is pretty obvious, and it's not to scare anyone, but the research says if you exercise, you're going to be less likely to have anxiety, depression, those types of things, because it's as much as quadrupled a lot of times. But yeah, if you can exercise, that's a huge benefit to you.
You nicely packaged this in an acronym, REAL, to make the exercise work, to make it something more than a promise we failed to deliver to ourselves.
Yep.
Go through this letter by letter, starting with R.
So we've heard of SMART goals, you know, the specific and all those ones. But REAL is something I just kind of came up with. It's realistic. So are you actually able to do this? Can you physically do this? Can you mentally do this goal, this exercise goal? E would be for enjoyable. Is it enjoyable for you? Do you actually enjoy doing this?
Because doing it every day, if it's something you don't enjoy, you're not going to pay off.
No, and that leads us to the L. But then is A, which is accountable. Is someone or something, whether it's an app or a piece of paper, going to hold you accountable? Is there an accountability aspect to it?
That's the interesting thing about our sort of socially connected world. There are ways that we never would have had in the past. Accountability from others is okay.
Yep, absolutely.
All
And
right.
you'll see people shouting out on Facebook saying, oh, hey, I'm doing this goal. That's good too.
A thumbs up for them helps them get there. All right, to the L.
Yeah, so L is long-term. Is it long-term? So if you've done R, E, A, all of those, and you've still got a long-term goal about it, that's fantastic, because short-term goals are great, but the long-term ones are the ones they're going to do a long time.
You make a point that, at least for the last exercise, it should be something that kind of sends you off in the right direction. Like something that makes you happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, for instance, would be?
So for me, I like doing push-ups because I feel like I'm doing a little bit more than I'm capable of as far as walking. But for other people, walking is a great first step. A push-up could be a great first step. Walking around the house, something super, super simple that you're going to maintain for a long time.
You do the push-ups, I'll do the walking.
Absolutely.
Different Scots, different things. What'd you bring us today? What is that?
So today I've got a fancy, handy-dandy, old-school journal. So the research shows that exercise is great. So is gratitude. Around this time right now with the holidays, if you could start a gratitude journal, it doesn't have to be something overwhelming, but I've doggy-eared in here, and you can kind of see there's all kinds of things written. All I did was every day for an entire year, and yes, I missed some days, I put down 3 things that I was thankful for, as simple as thankful for being in an apartment and affording that, and something elaborate as just my health in general.
I can vouch this is not a prop. This whole thing's filled out and, handwritten. If you miss a day, I want to mine a little bit more on this because you make that point. If you miss a day, it doesn't ruin the whole project.
Absolutely not, because if you look back over the whole year, I missed days and weeks, but then I look back through this over the years, and this is from 6 years ago, 2015, and it's just awesome, and it sets a great foundation to build from there.
Let's talk about Thanksgiving real quick. You think the act of giving thanks is actually really helpful to your own mental health?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's unbelievable the shift over the long term, again, back to that L, of being able to think it with the simplest things, but then consciously every single day being conscious about what you're grateful for.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing some thoughts for us today that may help get us not just through this week, but then the weeks after, and feel a little stronger inside and out. That's Scott Hassey from Community Health. It is 17 minutes after 9 right now.